Once there was a good king who ruled wisely and who ruled well. He was loved by all the people in his kingdom. Now one day, the king called his 4 daughters and told them that he was going to be leaving on a long journey. I wish to learn about God. I was going to spend a long time in prayer. And in my absence, I will leave the 4 of you in charge. Oh, Father! We will never be able to rule the kingdom without you! The king smiled. You will do fine in my absence. Now, I want to give each of you a gift. It's my prayer that this gift will teach you the meaning of rule. The king gave each of them a grain of rice, and then he left. The oldest daughter immediately went to her room, where she placed a long golden thread carefully around the grain of rice. And then she put it in a beautiful crystal box. And every day, she would pick up the box to look at it. The second daughter also went to her room. Where she placed the grain of rice in a secure spot. In a wooden box that she carefully hid away under her bed. The third daughter, a very pragmatic young woman, took a look at the grain of rice, sampled it, and thought, this grain of rice is no different from any other grain of rice. And she threw it away. And the youngest daughter took her grain of rice as she wondered about the significance of the gift. She wondered for a week, then a month, then a year, and finally, when almost a year had passed, she understood the meaning of the gift. Now months turned into years, and the 4 daughters ruled in absence of the king. And then, one day, the king returned. His beard was full, and his eyes were sparkling with the illumination gained through years of prayer. The king greeted each of his daughters. And then he asked to see the gift that he had left for him. Now the oldest daughter, she rushed to her room to find her crystal box. She said, Father, I carefully tied a golden thread around the grain of rice. And I've looked at it every day and I stored it close to my bed. The king accepted her grain of rice and said, thank you. And the second daughter was the next to present her grain of rice. She said, Father, I've safely stored it away under my bed. And here it is. The king accepted her grain of rice and he said, thank you. But the third daughter, she rushed to the kitchen. Found a grain of rice and presented it to her father and said, "Here it is." The king smiled and said, "Thank you." And the youngest daughter came to her father. She said, "Father, I don't have the grain of rice that you gave me. What on earth did you do with it?" "Father, I've been studying the grain of rice for a long time after you left. And it took me almost a year. And then suddenly I realized the meaning of the gift. I realized that the grain of rice was a seed. And so I planted it. And the plant grew and I harvested other seeds and I planted those and they began to grow and I keep doing this and Father, come, look." And they looked out of the window and they saw grains of rice, fields of rice as far as the eye could see. There was enough rice to feed their entire small nation. Stepping back, the king took his golden crown out of his head and placed it on that of his daughter. "You have heard the meaning of the word," he said softly. From that day on, the youngest daughter ruled kingdom. She ruled long, she ruled wisely, and she ruled well.